And yes, we are back. This is going to be part two of the Change Your Life, Change Your Month video. So let's just hop right into it. And a few things before we do that. You know, if you're tired of people just not respecting your time, tired of people like mistaking your compassion for weakness, you're tired of life just not going the way you really want it to, despite you being a pretty good person. This is where we make a change. So together, let's get right into it. So this is not exactly where we started off, but this is more or less like half. So let's go.
Count of changes, as this is natural. There will always be changes and additions with accomplishments and increasing desires. Three positive rules of accomplishment. 1. Read the list of what you want 3 times each day: morning, noon, and night. 2. Think of what you want as often as possible. 3. Do not talk to anyone about your plan except to the great power within you, which will unfold to your objective mind the method of accomplishment.
That means just think it out loud. I mean, not out loud, but think it internally to yourself.
It is obvious that you cannot acquire faith at the start. Some of your desires, from all practical reasoning, may seem positively unattainable, but nevertheless, write them down in your list in the proper place of importance to you. There is no need to analyze how this power within you is going to accomplish your desires. Such a procedure is as unnecessary as trying to figure out why a grain of corn placed in fertile soil shoots up a green stalk, blossoms, and produces an ear of corn containing hundreds of grains, each capable of doing what the one grain did. If you will follow this definite plan and carry out the 3 simple rules, the method of accomplishment will unfold quite as mysteriously as the ear of corn appears on the stalk, and in most cases, much sooner than you expect. When new desires, deserving position at or about the top of your list come to you, then you may rest assured you are progressing correctly. Removing from your list items which at first you thought you wanted is another sure indication of progress. It is natural to be skeptical and have doubts, distrust, and questionings. But when these thoughts arise, get out your list, read it over, or if you have it memorized, talk to your inner self about your desires until the doubts that interfere with your progress are gone. Remember, nothing can prevent your having that which you earnestly desire. Others have these things. Why not you? The omnipotent power within you does not enter into any controversial argument. It is waiting and willing to serve when you are ready. But your objective mind is so susceptible to suggestion that it is almost impossible to make any satisfactory progress when surrounded by skeptics. Therefore, choose your friends carefully and associate with people who now have some of the things you really want, but do not discuss your method of accomplishment with them. Put down in your list of
This is one of those things why it's important to, you know, like for example, I'm gonna just make the most basic example. Have you ever seen like an attractive bum? Have you ever really seen like a person who obviously puts a lot of work into their body and their appearance? Have you ever seen them down bad? Or if you do see them, how often do you see them down bad? All right? Think about that same person. Do you see them in McDonald's? Do you see them in gas stations? Do you see them arguing? Do you see them in random viral videos? No. And that's just one example because when you are that type of person, it naturally attracts you to that type of accomplished person that you see attractive people at on boats, parties, doing something, smiling. You know what I'm saying? It just attracts you to better, happier situations and people. But that's like one example, obviously. there's a lot many, but that's just like the very one basic simple one to understand.
Want such material things as money, home, automobile, or whatever it may be. But do not stop there. Be more definite. If you want an automobile, decide what kind, style, price, color, and all other details, including when you want it. If you want a home, plan the structure, grounds, and furnishings. Decide on location and cost. If you want money, write down the amount. If you want to break a record in your business, put it down. It may be a sales record. If so, write out the total, the date required, then the number of items you must sell to make it. Also, list your prospects and put after each name the sum expected. This may seem very foolish at first, but you can never realize your desires if you do not know how positively and in detail what you want and when you want it. If you cannot decide this, you are not in earnest. You must be definite, and when you are, results will be surprising and almost unbelievable. A natural and ancient enemy will no doubt appear when you get your first taste of accomplishment.
Natural.
This enemy is discredit, in form of such thoughts as, it can't be possible. It just happened to be. What a remarkable coincidence. When such thoughts occur, give thanks and assert credit to your omnipotent power for the accomplishment. By doing this, you gain assurance and more accomplishment, and in time, prove to yourself that there is a law which actually works at all times when you are in tune with it. Sincere and earnest thanks cannot be given without gratitude, and it is impossible to be thankful and grateful without being happy. Therefore, when you are thanking your greatest and best friend, your omnipotent power, for the gifts received, do so with all your soul, and let it be reflected in your face. The power in what it does is beyond understanding. Do not try to understand it, but accept the accomplishment with thankfulness, happiness, and strengthened faith. Caution. It is possible to want and obtain that which will make you miserable, that which will wreck the happiness of others, that which will cause sickness and death, that which will rob you of eternal life. You can have what you want, but you must take all that goes with it. So, in planning your wants, plan that which you are sure will give to you and your fellow man the greatest good here on earth, thus paving the way to that future hope beyond the pale of human understanding. This method of securing what you want applies to everything you are capable of desiring in the scope.
This basically means, more or less, this is like I said, this is more or less suggestions. No one can tell you what to do. You're gonna do whatever you want regardless. But it's like, don't say, I want a big gun so I can hurt people who hurt me. Don't think like that. Don't think in the terms of revenge. Don't think I'm gonna do this so I can get back at so and so I can show off, and then so and so can leave this person. I can ruin their lives. Don't think like that. You naturally probably want some type of. I think this is also very natural. You want validation for from the people who've hurt you. You've probably hurt like like when you kind of like let someone down. You kind of want some people, not everyone, obviously, but I think a part of you wants to be like redeemed in their eyes in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I think it happens, but yeah, let's keep going.
Scope being so great. It is suggested that your first list consist only of those things with which you are quite familiar, such as an amount of money or accomplishment, or the possession of material things. Such desires as these are more easily and quickly obtained than the discontinuance of fixed habits, the welfare of others, and the healing of mental or bodily ills. Accomplish the lesser things first, then take the next step. And when that is accomplished, you will seek the higher and really important objectives in life. But long before you reach this stage of your progress, many worthwhile desires will find their place on your list. One will be to help others as you have been helped. Great is the reward to those who help and give without thought of self, as it is impossible to be unselfish without gain. In conclusion, A short while ago, Dr. Emile Coué came to this country and showed thousands of people how to help themselves. Thousands of others spoofed at the idea, refused his assistance, and are today where they were before his visit. So, with the statements and plan presented to you now, you can reject or accept. You can remain as you are or have anything you want. The choice is yours. But God grant that you may find in this short volume the inspiration to choose aright. Follow the plan and thereby obtain, as so many others have, all things, whatever they may be, that you desire. Read the entire book over again, and again, and then again. Memorize the 3 simple rules on pages 13 and 14. Test them now on what you want most this minute. This book could have extended easily over.
All right, that's basically the book. So, as you can see, part one was the gist of it, and part two were simply just some extra details to aid us in this journey. So, to recap, what is this even about? This is going to be like a short, brief part, and then tomorrow is going to be like a longer, deeper window. Not too much deeper, but more opportunity to really explore. So for now, we are going to just repeat. We're going to repeat yesterday's exercise, where we're just going to, again, if you're someone who just is tired of people not respecting your time, or you want more from life, or simply just you want to have the best December you've had ever. You're tired of just having lame Decembers, lame Christmases, and boring, terrible transitions into the new year. This is it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it simple. This is a me and you thing. 3 things. You did it in the first video. Good job. Even if you did it in the first video and you haven't read it again, it's fine. At least you wrote it down. That's one huge step above everyone else. So this one, we're just, again, 3 things you really want that you believe would just make your life better, something you've been desiring. And yeah, get these things done. Whew. Did it. So, a little. This time, been way less time writing what I want, because I actually thought about it a lot yesterday. So, just like yesterday, if you can at least write one thing down, that's a good start. Just let's take this time to reread it, the things we wrote, just once, and then before you go to sleep, reread it some more, and then pick up. So just real fast, just go over it. And yeah, that's it. So that's part 2. And yeah, so we're going to use this method to get us the best December we've ever had. And it's December 4th. So we'll do I'm going to do periodic checks regardless. And, still do some reactions and just do some other stuff in between. Nothing too serious, but something to kind of get the creative drive fueling. Yeah, that's the right word. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you're serious about having a good month, let's get it. Keep your list clean, keep your list tight, read it, and let's go. See you guys in the next video.